18th of November 2023, Pylons Part 4, Section 53 of the Electricity Act of 1927. The board or any authorised undertaker may, subject to the provisions of this section or of regulations made by the board under the Act, place electric lines above or below ground across any land not being a street, railway or tramway. That means farmland. The board the board and also any authorised undertaker may attach to any wall or any house any bracket or fixture or anything else. So they can, if they wanted to put something, a stay to these pylons from your house, they can do it. Right? Now, before placing an electric line across any land, okay, or attaching any fixture to any building under this section, the board or an authorised undertaker, as the case may be, shall serve on the owner or the occupier of such land or building a notice in writing stating its and his intention so to place the line or attach the fixture, as the case may be, and giving a description of the nature of the line or fixture and any position and manner in which it is intended to be placed or attached. That's section 53, subsection 3. They have to send you a letter, a love letter, right? If within 14 days after service of such notice, the owner or occupier of such land or building give their consent to the placing of such line or attachment of such fixture, as the case may be, in accordance with such notice, either unconditionally or with conditions acceptable to the board. With conditions acceptable to the board. So if you state you agree, but it has to go underground, they'll say it's not acceptable to the board, right? Or to the authorised undertaker, and approved by the board as the case may require. The board or the authorised undertaker may proceed to place the line across the land and in accordance with the notice, right? If the owner or occupier of the land or building fails within 14 days aforesaid to give his consent in accordance with the foregoing subsection, or the board or the authorised undertaker with the consent of the board shall not otherwise place any line across such land or attach any fixture to such building in the position or manner stated in the notice. Now I'll read that again. Now, this is subsection 5, just to make it clear. If the owner or occupier of such land or building fails within 14 days aforesaid to give his consent in accordance with the foregoing subsection, that's subsection 4, the board or authorised undertaker with the consent of the board, but not otherwise. So they will have to consent, right? The authorised undertaker, but not otherwise. May place such line across such land and attach such fixture to such building in the position and manner stated in the said notice. So if you don't reply, if the landowner doesn't reply within 14 days, they can plough ahead. PLOUGH in this part of the world, PLOW in America. Number 6, where an authorised officer undertaker has under any terminal agreement or agreement, whether made before or after the passing of this Act, placed any electric line across any land or attached any fixture as aforesaid to any such building as aforesaid, such authorised undertaker may, notwithstanding the termination of such agreement or arrangement, but subject to provisions of this section, retain the line. They can keep the line. Now that's the law. This thing, we'll not take the money. Oh, I'll not take it. That only extends it by 14 days. Now, I'm not propagating this as my best ideal. This is how they got all the electricity lines up years ago. That's it. I've seen this implemented and done. That is the law. Now, the thing about compensation is this. There's nothing in the Act about compensation. But there is an act, a British Government Act in 1919, about the state or the council or the local authority taking private land for the public good. And what it states is a certain amount of compensation has to be paid. So they just can't do this without giving you money. And all the telegram lines that are on the land of Ireland have to be paid for. You could still ensure they pay you. Now, in the case of my farm, I have one pole out there coming in from a neighbouring farm. It does me, I'm not going to kick up because I'm glad to have the electricity supply here. It doesn't bother me. But that's the case. If you had a farm and there's 4 poles going across it, they can't do it. And in the case of the Tahard wind farm, they had to bring it up the road. The people wouldn't let them bring it across the land, and now as a result, they can't make any money. So they amended the law then about the public road. We'll not go into that here. Now, I think I've made that very clear. The law is they have to serve you a notice, dear sir, regarding that. The next thing is you get the notice. You can write back and say, well, I want to put a different place there. They can take that into account if it's acceptable to them. If it's not, they can plough ahead anyway. There's no provision in the Electricity Act to give you compensation, but in the 1919 Act that still holds power in Ireland, in the south of Ireland, there is provision for them giving you compensation. It's not normally looked for because people, when the electricity came out, it was seen as such progress that very, very few insisted on it. But it is being done. Sometimes they do have to pay you, and it make it even more difficult for them. I suggest we should all look for it because if they're going to act the maggot this way, well, we'll act the maggot too. But that's another day's work. Now, is that it, folks? Have I made it clear? There it's there. I'll post the act underneath, and just to show you, we're sure it's section, I say it again, section 53. It's called way leave. And in the NEP judgment with Max Barrett in the High Court, he referred to way leave quite a lot. And there's a lot of stuff to do with planning there. So now I've given you the full lowdown. Watch out for any meeting you're at. Are they talking about way leave? Are they talking about Section 53? Do they know about Section 53? People say, if you don't take the money, that'll stop them. There's the law. I'm all about the truth. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, and I'll post the connections underneath some of these videos, and they're on a block there now, and you can refer to them. I'm gone. I'll have no more to do with the Pylons for a while, hopefully. There's plenty of other things to report on. Goodbye and good luck. Thank you.